Pageant virtually, believe me, the tension is very, very real. I can feel it hanging in the air as we're about to announce our top 8 choices of our judges. Now, as I call out each finalist, we will give them one question. We'll proceed straight to the Q&A. They'll all be given that same question. Each one will have exactly 30 seconds to respond. When they run out of time, they will hear this sound. And since we are in the web conference, well, the delegates are also placed in a separate meeting room, so they will not be hearing the questions. So, get on with the results. The list has been forwarded to me by Mr. Ramon Dizon, partner of SGB & Co., and I'll be announcing them in completely random order. So, first to make it into the top 8 is Puerto Rico! Big hello to you, and I hope you're staying safe. Congratulations for making our top 8. You have your final question. Are you ready? This year, 2020, brought us a lot of conspiracy theories and conflicting news, or aka fake news. How do you reconcile this with the concept of truth?
I make sure I'm dealing with the truth because I make sure, looking data, we have technology nowadays that can help us, not just for entertainment, but there are lessons. Now we need to mix entertainment with making sure that everything that says the internet is the truth. And remind us, we gotta educate ourselves every day, day by day. And that is why my advocacy is to spread through my presence, voice, and action, everything that serves as a motivation. And it helps us to remember, because remember that in unity there is power. Thank you.
Thank you, Puerto Rico. 30 seconds is up. Congratulations for making the top 8. We now move on. Next up on the list, once again in no particular order, Poland. That's awesome, Poland. Now, 2020 has been quite a year, and it's brought us a lot of conspiracy theories and conflicting news. Some call it fake news. The question is, how do you reconcile this with the concept of truth?
People are telling us things that are not true. Environmental people try to manipulate us. But I truly believe that the COVID-19 is a real issue. And please stay safe and healthy. I think that we should listen to the loved ones and be with them. It is the same thing as with the climate change. Climate change is not an issue. The issue are the people who do not believe in it and do not treat it seriously. Thank you so much for this question.
Thank you, Poland. Moving down the list. Again, in no particular order, Philippines. Philippines, looking great there. Love the background. Philippines, your question is the same as all the other contestants. And it goes like this. This year, 2020, brought us a lot of conspiracy theories and conflicting news. How do you reconcile this with the concept of truth?
As a citizens, we have to know what is fiction or not. We have to filter what we see on social media and only check what is valid. Because as human beings, we should only spread what is the truth. Mostly now that we are in a global health pandemic, we cannot afford fake news. We just have to work in solidarity, unify people to be able to reach out. And I am standing here today because I care for the people, and Mother Earth is a loving place that is worth fighting for. So no fake news.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Philippines for you. Thank you, Philippines. Moving down the list, 4th out of our top 8, not in ranking, Venezuela. Venezuela, looking great. Here's your question. This year, 2020, brought us a lot of conspiracy theories and conflicting news, or fake news, if you will. How do you reconcile this with the concept of truth?
Well, it's not a secret that we are living in a difficult time. This year, 2020, has been really difficult. But I would like to say that we need to be focused in positive things. This is what really matters in these difficult times. Creo que lo más importante es promover el valor del respeto y de la igualdad.
I think the most important thing is to rescue the value of truth. and equality and respect.
And despite the fact that we are living in a difficult time, not everything is bad news. The ozone layer is slowly recovering as a result of the pandemic, and Mother Nature is slowly recovering too. But going backwards is not an option, and standing still is not enough. Remember, together we are braver, stronger, and more united than ever. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Venezuela. Moving on. We're 5 down the list of 8. Not long to go now. And our next one is Netherlands. Netherlands. 2020 has been quite the year, and it's been a year full of conflicting news, conspiracy theories, or some people call it fake news. The question is, how do you reconcile this with the concept of truth?
For the first time, we are facing a pandemic which is already spreading fear to the citizens of the earth. By spreading fake news, people are living in fear even more. So let's use the truth to be a root of inspiration for people to change and to be a source of hope for young dreamers. We live in a world where we share common responsibility in protecting the human beings and the environment. And now our collective efforts will make an even bigger difference in restoring the heart of our Mother Earth. Thank you so much.
Wow, just in the nick of time. Perfectly done. Thank you, Netherlands. And now we move on to one of our Southeast Asian neighbors. Just around the corner, so to speak, Myanmar. Myanmar, looking great there. Love the background. Your question is exactly the same as the others in the top 8. This year, 2020, brought us a lot of conspiracy theories and conflicting news. The question is, how do you reconcile this with the concept of truth?
This pandemic and this year 2020 has really been a very devastating year for every single individual of Earth, not only in terms of physical health, but also in terms of economic and environmental impacts as well. For me, I always try to stay positive and stay true to myself and always encourage and develop my mental skill first. And not only from that, I always used to advocate for the causes that I truly believe in, not only for the protection of the river, which is my advocacy, but also I advocate for the health insurance of the frontline health workers who are combating and fighting for this pandemic. And I want to deliver and give the message that stay strong, stay positive, and stay true to yourself. We are all in this together, and at the end of the day, with the global efforts and joint efforts of all of us, we can all do this together.
Thank you.
We're headed down to the end of the list. Only 2 more to fill up the top 8, and one of those spots goes to USA.
Thank you.
USA. Congratulations on making the top 8. Your question, just like I asked the other ladies, this year, 2020, brought us a lot of conspiracy theories and conflicting news or fake news. How do you reconcile this with the concept of truth? You have 30 seconds.
There have been many conspiracy theories going on. It is very difficult and hard to decipher what to believe and what not to believe. But this is why it is crucial to really look into your sources. Try to find reputable sources that you can actually trust, and look up multiple articles so you can find the common answer, where you can kind of negate and really figure out on your own what really sounds like what is the truth out there. It's very important during this time to focus on that, because now more than ever we need to respect science. We need to respect the evidence, the solid evidence that is brought before us. And that is why it's very critical to really follow up on your research and really talk to one another, and don't really focus on the first thing that you hear. That is why it's very crucial to really respect the evidence that is brought forth to you. Thank you.
All right, USA, we got to leave it there. Thank you so much for that answer, and good luck. We have just one final spot left in the top 8. Feel it right now. My palms are sweating. That last spot goes to Denmark.
Hi!
Denmark, congratulations on the final spot in the top 8. Here is your question. Just like the other ladies, similar question this year, 2020. What a crazy year. A year also full of conspiracy theories and conflicting or fake news. How do you reconcile this with the concept of truth?
Thank you so much for that question. I will say that there's definitely been many fake news and many conspiracy theories throughout history and throughout the last couple of years. I will say that the most important is to really get your news source from a trusted place, from the local news, get it from trusted sites and what's really going on. And I will also recommend everyone to take everything that you hear with a grain of salt. What we're dealing with, our global issues, our environmental and global issues that we're facing right now, as well as, I will just say, we have the facts, we have the statistics. There's nothing that, there's no confusion about that. We know all the statistics that we need to know, and we have it in facts, we have it in black and white on numbers. Thank you.
Thank you, Denmark. We'll have to leave it there. And ladies and gentlemen, that officially concludes our competition. Now, it's up to the judges to decide who will become Miss Earth 2020. And it's time for you to get ready with your virtual cheers. Stay where you are, folks. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Jewel Beauty Strong.